Good day. Last video of the year. I wanted to make a video, but I don't have that much content because I am waiting for parts. I'm waiting for a new flywheel and new clutch and pressure plate, and I haven't found anyone who had this like in Norway as far as I can find for this engine. I didn't find anyone who had this lying around. I only found a company which had a stock flywheel and stock clutch, even though the clutch looks okay. I can probably use it, but I need a new flywheel anyway. And they had a stock flywheel for the S3, and I could get it the same day, but it's stock and it cost, actually a flywheel alone will cost me more than upgrade the flywheel. Instead of double mass, I will have single mass and stronger clutch, stronger pressure plate. Like the stock flywheel in Norway cost more than upgraded all clutch kit. So I'm waiting for new clutch kit, and it's probably gonna come in some, I'm hoping for first week in January, but probably second or even third because of delivery from somewhere. I ordered it from a Norwegian company, but they are gonna have to order it from somewhere else. So I'm waiting for parts. So I don't have content, as I said. Sometimes, not a lot, but sometimes I get questions of like, what parts am I using for my car? And I have been talking a bit about this, I guess, in every video I made about the build. But I was thinking, since it's like like Spotify is doing like Spotify Wrapped and wrap up the year, YouTube is doing it. I guess most social media is doing this. So I was thinking, okay, I don't have content. Let me show you or talk about the parts I'm using to build this all-wheel drive car. So this is not going to be like a how-to, it's just going to be me mentioning the parts I am using. So if anyone asking, I can refer to this video. So we're going to start in the front. It's a 1.8 turbo engine, Volkswagen. This specific one is from an Audi S3, the AMK engine, if you want to be really specific. And it's really, everything is really stock. Like there's no, the turbo is stock, KO4, everything is stock, except I have this like spacer adapter to have the intake. On the S3 the intake is going this direction, like towards the gearbox. And but you have the big port intakes which goes the other direction, and that's what I wanted because of piping. So I have this adapter, don't remember the name, this is the name, the adapter. And other than this, everything is stock except the coils, but like no performance mods. So this engine is paired up to this gearbox. This is also S3 gearbox, 6-speed, manual of course. And I was running everything stock, the clutch, the flywheel, pressure plate, everything. Now it's apart. By the way, it still smells like clutch in here. So stock S3 gearbox, 02M. I think that's it for the performance, for the engine side. Yeah, I'm also running bigger injector. And okay, to mount the gearbox in the engine bay, I'm using Epitech adapter. This one, this mounts up to this. This is the gearbox mount, this is stock, this works fine. On the engine side, the previous owner cut away the engine mount, so I decided to make my own. I wanted the Mark IV mount. This is how it looks. This specific one is from S3, but I would think no difference or no huge difference between S3 and regular Golf Mk1. Not, but it says 3. And the last mount is from the underside of the gearbox and back towards like the bulkhead or subframe if you have a subframe. And for me it's these two, this one and this one. I have upgraded bushings on this mount. I don't remember what brand, but it was the strongest one I could find. I have a catch tank, by the way. eBay catch tank, S3 Mark IV coolant reservoir, Mark II Golf Mk1 G60 wheel housings, Mark II G60 brake rotors, Golf 2 Mark G6, everything here is G60, calipers, custom KW suspension. This one guy, I thought one guy asked me about this. So the Mark 1 is 20 millimeters between to make it fit. The Mark II is 26, I think, if I remember correct. If you want to fit Mark II wheel housings to be able to fit bigger brakes, you will have to machine this down. If someone has another solution, write it in the comment. I have steering rack, is stock, Mark 1, no power steering. It's moved 3 centimeters down because then the drive shaft to the rear will fit. Also, you need to extend these joints. I have just chopped off one, welded it on and painted it just so it will not rust. I have heard, I got a tip from a friend which said that if you can use, maybe, if someone knows the answer, please tell me, you can use Mark II of this steering rack rod, and these will are longer, so you don't have to make this, because this at some point you will probably need to change this, or you know, you can just make something custom and go unibolt. Or so I think that sums up. Front, yeah, S3 drive shaft to the rear, S3 gear shifter, some hydraulic handbrake from speeding.sc Swedish. I have max ECU. I have the street version. It's called Max ECU Street. Works really good. Like Max ECU in general, really easy to use and works perfectly. I don't have any experience with others, so others are probably fine as well, but Max ECU really popular in Norway and Sweden, probably a lot of other countries, but so that's why. The cluster tachometer, it's from eBay, from China, and it works fine. It works okay for being like 20 euros, including shipping. In the rear, in the rear, battery. Everything here is like S3, like the battery mount, the cover, everything S3. I guess Audi TT has the same. Maybe Mark IV Golf also. Fuel cell, Aeroflow fuel cell. This is 38 liter. Aeroflow hoses, AN fittings, Bosch 200 fuel pump. I think that's it for the rear. So this is what the underneath of the rear looks like. This bracket, like this one, is Mark IV Audi S3 Audi TT. The diff is from Audi S3, but I guess it's all the same on every model. The subframe. So the subframe is Mark II Golf Rally subframe. I chopped up, cut away the OEM mount, like the mount for the diff, and made my own mounts to fit the Mark IV diff, S3 diff. You can buy these, it's like well-done parts. A few different companies made them. I just made my own, but it looks really similar. I took all the inspiration from how this looks. But yeah, made my own. The mounts between the subframe and chassis I've also made myself. I made a different video about, there is now a company in England, I think, Britain, UK, which are making these specifically for the synchro rear subframe to fit the Mark 1 chassis. So it will fit every chassis, I guess, besides the caddy. The tires, the wheels and tires, Compomotive. These one are, I think they are called TH2, and they are 7.5 by 17. 7.5 by 17. And I'm having Nankang AR1. The brakes in the rear is G60 discs with S3 rear caliper and Epitech adapter. Brake booster is from Audi A6 C7, I believe. Same KW suspension in the rear, KW as in the front. It's KW I think it's V3 racing competition, or it's just called competition. I think that's what it says on the rear, or I think competition or racing, or maybe both. Racing competition is what it says on the coil itself. So I think this is gonna be it. I guess it will be, no, I'm definitely sure this is gonna be the last video for this year. So hopefully we'll see you again next year. Happy New Year. Okay, I forgot one crucial part. Like for the drivetrain, I'm using the drive shaft from the gearbox in the front to the diff in the rear. It's S3, it's been shortened. It's CV axle. They are bought from ISP, International Speeding Park, and that you can buy it from them. And these are supposed to handle, like, I'm pretty sure it says in the rear ones, it's like comfortable up to about 1000 horsepower, and in the front it's around 800. So, and I heard another German guy, which I have just talked to just a bit. He said they will handle like 1200 horsepowers, because he had 1200 in his Mk1 Golf and they worked fine. I don't know if they are this exact same because he had his own company, but this will be more than enough for me for a long time. Also, Aeroflow radiator intercooler, stock radiator from Mark 3, I think. It's not for Mk1, I believe. I think it's from a Mark 3 VR6 or something. But the intercooler is also from Aeroflow. And yeah, that's it. Bye.